Hello everybody and welcome to another episode on Survival Challenge. So we are just taking our first load of logs up to the sawmill so we can get this sold and just see how much we can make here. So let's get these done. So that's £15,500, which to be fair now, because we did have, let's just go to the store, which is just here. There's the John Deere tractor in the sale still, so we have slept, and it is the last. It's the next one to leave. Put it that way. So, if we go to here and have a look, what will we? So we'll get 21,000. So that would give us 30, well, almost 40,000, and the tractor is 27. So we can afford that now, and that will give us 175 horsepower. And I'm just trying to decide, because our other John Deere, do we really need it? Because if we were to sell that as well, we'd get another £9,000 in. I know it's got the front loader on, but with this one, we can put a front loader on. We'd have to buy a different one. We'd have to buy a different front loader, but it sort of puts everything into one vehicle. And how many hours does this have? 18.2. So in the game a lot of hours, but not a lot really. And it's 24 miles an hour. That's 24. That's 18. Do we just have a big tractor overhaul, or do we keep the little tractor? Because I'd rather keep that. Put 19,000. So I sold that 8,500. It wouldn't get me enough for the John Deere. So maybe if we go back to the farm, we can use the little John Deere to load this up with a load of timber. And if we can make another £15,000 with timber and then sell the little John Deere and replace it for the bigger one, but put the bigger one with a front loader on, it means then that we have two higher horsepower tractors. I think I'm probably doing the wrong thing. I probably should just get rid of this one. I don't know. We'll do one more load of timber and then see. We also have our oat field that we planted or drilled in the previous episode. That needs some fertilizer and herbicide maybe. I'll have to check. I'm sure it said it was red somewhere, like it had red flashing up for fertilizer. So we'll have a look at that. We will check that. We have the sorghum field. That needs to be cultivated and drilled, which is another thing that I was looking at doing, is getting the direct drill, and then it just takes one less job off, so instead of having to cultivate, we can just drill straight away. So that is another option. And I just need to be careful, because you think there looks a lot of trees there, but I think in the grand scheme of things, I don't think there is actually a lot of trees there. And once all these trees are gone, that's it for us and trees, because we don't own, I think we've harvested everything else. So it's just keeping an eye that we're not taking too many, which leads me on to another thought, which it is something that I think I'd said I wasn't going to do it, but I think it may be worthwhile. So if we go to these, I don't think I've installed it. I was going to have a look at, I know if we look, where is it? There is the small sawmill, which I think I'm okay with doing the small sawmill. Not for £36,000, I'm not spending that much on one. Or 30. Oh no, that's a cement factory. I'm not spending 36, but whether we get a sawmill and just put the small one down, because I don't want to be inundated with doing wooden products all the time, because I think you'll do that in a lot of Let's Plays. So a small sawmill I think will be more than adequate. But right, and one of the reasons why to look at a small sawmill, I should have cut that up to be fair, is on this bank side, as I'm sure we are now going to find out. I think this is going to be very hard work with this little tractor picking these off. So if we were to get the sawmill and buy a winch, we could then winch them straight in and over, and I think that would possibly be the better way to try and do this. This is certainly a different way of getting some timber to the sawmill. And if you look at our tyres, the back right tyre is spinning like no tomorrow and the back left isn't, so it just shows that all the weight is on that right hand side. So we must be... Can you see it in the tyre pressures maybe? I don't know. Anyways, we'll get this into the trigger up here, which there'll be very minimal sort of money here. But I thought with these are the most awkward trees to try and bring to the sawmill. So it also gives us a good excuse to take the John Deere up here. So whichever vehicle we decide to sell, we have them both up here. Which, doing that bit of work just then, I know it's a 4-wheel drive version, but it's severely underpowered. So I think we've just outgrown it. So that's 1,217 for that. Let's just reverse this into this trigger point here. Let's leave that there, and let's find this, and we will go get this load sold. With just selling those few little bits before this load, to sell our John Deere now, I reckon we would be about there. But obviously we need, we obviously need a front loader and whatnot, so we are going to have to spend a bit more money than what we originally thought. So to sell that's 12,143, and then if we were to sell this, we'd get 9.5, so that gets us over £40,000. That's by the by. So let's work on £40,000. If we go here, yes, it's still here, which is a good sign. We want to go front loader. Is there a difference in price from a quickie to that one? Which I very rarely go for that one, so I think that's the one I want to go for. But let's go, it'll be medium tractors. Oh, which one is it? 7810. Medium tractors, 7810. So that's okay. We can't look that way. We'll have to go front loaders this way. So if we can't get the John Deere one, which that would be the that'll be the one that I would want to go for. So £8,500 if we go for that one, or 9,000 if we were to go to that one. And to be fair, the quickie, that's more expensive. So I think we'll go. And can you change the colour on these? No, but on the quickie you can. So we could change this to John Deere. Right, I've changed my mind. We're going to go for the quickie, and we should have enough money to do all of this. So let's go for here, and hold on. How do I sell it from here? There we go. Let's sell this first. Sell. Let's sell this. Right, now we need to go into here. Please still be here. Yes. We'll go for the quickie because I can change the colour. We do want that at some point, but we're not going to be able to get it just yet. This is going to be our workhorse. Okay, I was going to say this is going to be our workhorse tractor. So this wants wheel weights and big wheels, but I'm not spending £7,000 on it. Oh, just the wheel weights alone, £5,000. Okay, that's something we can all add to it. So we've got the quickie, got that. Let's buy. That's £28,000. We now need to go front loaders. Do we just go for the biggest one, or do you reckon we can get away with this one? I reckon let's try this because it's saving us £1,000. Let's buy that, and we're now back down to 4,500. Oh, look at her. She looks good, doesn't she? So yeah, this is going to be the workhorse. I'm hoping this will make life a lot easier when we're in the likes of the wood doing the trees, which we will find out in this episode. Let's put that on. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm glad I went for that one and not the other. I think the other one would have been far too big. And now it means we've got a tractor that's 145 horsepower, and we've got one that's 175. So this is brilliant for us. Right, let's get this on, and we can make our way. Oh, need to remember not to do that, but do that. We'll make our way back to the farm, and I reckon we might as well go to the sorghum field and get that cultivated. What do you reckon? Cultivated and drilled in one time lapse? It really shouldn't take too long. And what are we going to put in it? I seem to believe that we are having a bit of an oat session, just putting oats in everywhere. But we'll just have to, if that is the case, I will just calculate to make sure that it's a feasible option. So let's go on to here, and nope, that's not what I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at here. So oats. So if I drill it now, it'll be 2, 3, 4. So that'll be 4th growth stage. And what are they? 5. We'll get away with that because it'll be January, so the price will still be high. Obviously it won't be as high as what we want it to be, but at least we're then selling it straight off the field. So I think, as boring as it is going to be, but that's what we do. We just do oats again, and then we'll then probably look at putting all our fields into soybeans. So interestingly, this seems, well, it's been struggling, you know, and it's all down to the gears from what I can see. When you look at me person in the cab trying to change the gears, it just, once he finally finds the correct gear, obviously we're cooking. It's like there, 9 mile an hour, but other times we're going sort of 5. So I'm hoping that's not not an ominous sign to begin with. But anyways, we now have another field of oats. So that needs rolling, and the other field needs, I'm sure it's herbicide and fertilizer. But what we can do is, if we go onto the map here and to here, yeah, so that needs both of them. To be fair, we could spray the whole lot with nitrogen now. And then lime's fat, well, that could do with a bit of lime, but it'll be right. So yeah, so that just needs herbicide and that needs fertilizer and rolling. So we can do that. We can do that for the end of the episode, to be fair. But right, let's make our way back down to this bit of a woodland and see what we have left. I don't think there's going to be a full trailer load. I don't believe. And that's made a fair opening in there, hasn't it, already? But yeah, so I don't know whether, do we take some more trees down? There's odds and sods in there, but there's nothing, and that's loads better going in the wood there. Let's take a few more trees down. Let's find, where is this? Over at the sawmill. So we'll take this back. We'll take a load more trees down. We'll get this filled, get it sold, and see where we are from there. Because like I said, in due course, let's go to Cedars. Is that the 4 metre? No, that's a 3 metre. 3 metre. This is the one. This is what I would like to buy, because then we can do seed fertilizer and a 4 metre working with. It just takes out, you know, another job, which would then mean we could sell our seeder, so get possibly £5,000 back when the time comes. And then really, there's not really a right lot else we could sell. We've got that for 19,000 and that for 27. That's holding its value very, very well. Well, I think this will do for the log work in this episode. So we'll get this loaded on and go get it sold. We do need to have, well, I'm just trying to think, what I may do is in the interim between this episode and next, may look at clearing all this wood. So again, we'll do like we did at the start of this, where we have a load of wood to sell to begin with, and then go from there. So let's just, can I get that? This is where it's probably going to be like, I should have got the bigger front loader, but anyways, so let's put that on, straps on, and we'll go sell this. So what we're thinking, £13,000 maybe? Let's find out. So let's jump out of there and let's go sell this. I wasn't expecting that at all. 70, almost £18,000 worth of timber there. That's awesome. Right, we will get this back to the farm. I'll leave the trailer at our shed, and then we can go put the sprayer on. Obviously, we can fertilise everything. Well, what we've just drilled and what we drilled in the previous episode. So we can fertilise all that. We then need to herbicide the oats. And I'm just thinking, if we herbicided everything, I may give that a go, herbicide everything and see whether that gets rid of all the weeds, you know, in the field that we've only just drilled. And then we also need to go and get it rolled. So we'll leave this here. I love a view like that where you're looking straight down sort of the valley and you can see the fog down there. I think that's really cool. Like, big improvement to 22, obviously, in my opinion. Right, let's go through and get this on. This can be now our spraying tractor, can't it? I'll have a look to see if we got if there's any narrow wheels for this, because if there is, we can just put them on, and then yeah, we know that regardless of anything, we should never have any bother with crop destruction. So let's leave this here for now. Let's find our new tractor. And would it be beneficial to take the front loader off when doing this? I don't know. We'll leave it on because we need to go on and now go get the roller, because then we can just in one time lapse go and get all this bossed off as quickly as possible. So the rolls are there. I think I remember saying in the previous episode about getting a pressure washer, but I can't quite remember because in all honesty I think it's been a week or just over a week since I last did a recording. So when I first opened this one up, it was have a quick look round and being going, right, what have I done, where am I, what needs doing. Right, let's leave that there. Let's jump into this one, and it should show on the mini map that it is changing colour. And as we found out, if I overlap too much with my spraying, it just stops spraying well, it keeps spraying, but it stops giving me the benefits that we want. So the plan for the next episode is going to be, we're going to clear the wood at the bottom of the field that we've just drilled and rolled and whatnot, because in any tree work after that, at least we know we're in the grass. You know, we're dropping trees onto the grass, not onto our fields. So we're going to clear that. Hopefully that then will mean that we can afford to get a sawmill. And with the sawmill, what I want to keep in mind is farmlands. So 22 looks like the best one for us. I know the map sort of says it says about the grass and whatnot, but 26, a lot of that's woodland. So if we, well, I'll park this up, put the log trailer on, take it over there, and then I can actually show you whilst we're over there, because I think the map is slightly deceiving. So I think it's about here. Yeah, so we are on 27 now. So let's just ride up to here. I'm having flashbacks that I've already shown you this, but anyways. So yeah, so that is, if we were to buy 26, what looks like grassland isn't. It's all actually woodland. So for us, we'd get a big field, well I say a big field, we'd get another field in there, which would be quite nice. And obviously we're only halfway through sort of that plot of land. So it does go all the way back here. So it gives us a big chunk of forestry here that we could look to start to take out to expand. And then we also have up here, how far does this go? See, that goes a long way back into there, so we've got all that to tackle as well. But as I said before, it's 200 and some £1,000, so we need to make sure that whatever decisions we make now are decisions that will help us sort of build to make that money. It's why I'm a bit loath to cut all this woodland down here and just spend it on implements and whatnot. Although we have, yes, just bought a brand new tractor and a front loader, which I'm going to say it's more of an impulse buy. Did we need it? No. Has it made life a bit easier? Yes. So, but anyways, so in the interim between this and the next episode, I'm going to load. Oh, hello! I'm going to load this trailer up with all this timber, and I may just fell the rest of this bit of woodland down up to. If I get my chainsaw, I can show you where I am thinking. So I reckon if we go from this birch, so let's drop that, and then drop this one. If I work my way straight up from here, then from everything to my left is going to be felled when you come back, and everything to our right, that's what I'm hoping would be the start of what goes into our very own sawmill. But anyways, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.